Hi, thanks for watching part 4 of this 4-part series on how to make an awesome vacation video. And this entire time, we're going to be looking at my screen here because this part 4 is on editing. Of course, editing takes place on a computer screen. If you haven't seen the first 3 parts, you can go ahead right now by clicking right down over here, and you can get to part 1, 2, or 3. But I assume if you're watching this one, this is where you want to be, so we'll go ahead and get started with the editing process. Now in part 2, you might remember that we set up some organizational things, and we're going to stick to that plan. And right here is as far as we've gotten, really, because in part 2 we took a look at our music. So we'll open this up, and we see this is where we're at. We've got our music ready to go. So now, you know what I'm going to do real quick? I'm actually going to make a change. I'm not going to use this music. I'm going to bring different music in. That way I can keep this a little shorter. So I have some new music, and now I'm ready for my videos. When I was on vacation, I took some awesome video. Now I didn't actually go on a vacation to make this tutorial, but what I did do is I went downtown, Cleveland. And I shot some videos, and here they are. Quite a bit. Probably not going to use all of this in this tutorial, but what I'm going to do is keep organized. This is step 1 of editing, bringing your footage into your organized bins. So right here, we're only going to use one camera. I'm going to bring all of this in. Now, when you do this, it will be taking from your SD card, and you'll see it'll take a while to bring all your clips in. So just be patient with your computer. So once all your footage is placed into its appropriate folder, the one you had set up, you can then bring it all over to your editing software. I don't want to bring all of this footage over because that's just quite a bit. So what I'm going to do is just bring a couple of good ones. Okay, so I've got all of the footage I want inside the project media folder inside my editing software. And now your editing software might not be exactly like this, but I'm actually using Sony Vegas here. This is Sony Vegas Pro, which is also very similar to any of the other Sony Vegas Movie Studio or whatever other versions they have. It's set up very similar. It's just that this Pro version gives you a few more options, which I won't be using or utilizing any of those extra capabilities. So basically a very cheap version is something that you can use and make a great, awesome vacation video with. So as you'll see when I drag a video to the timeline, going to automatically set up a video track and an audio track for that. What I want to do is minimize these so I can see a little bit more in this tiny window I'm working with here. But I want my music track to be at the bottom always. And that way can keep better organized. Now, since I'm not going to be using any of the audio from this footage, what I'm going to do is just get rid of all that stuff. Get rid of that audio, and now we have good footage to go along with. That was a nice little pan. What I want to do is select some of that. And this is basically step 2. The hardest part of editing is finding those clips, finding those sections inside clips that are usable. This is a nice pan up on these buildings here, and I'm going to use that as a nice opening shot. Now that doesn't exactly line up with the tempo of my music. Remember I said before we want to establish what the tempo is, and that was going to, and we want to keep our cuts in sync with the tempo. So let's take a listen and see where I should out this cut at. Right there. So the next one, so basically I'm doing 4 count, 1, 2, 3, 4, new clip, 2, 3, 4, new clip, somewhere in here, 2, 3, 4. If you can imagine what's going to happen here, 2, 3, 4, new clip, 3, 4, new clip, 3, 4. That's kind of the idea of what we're looking for. So let me grab a new clip in, again, detach it from its audio, or detach the audio from the video and delete it. And we'll just skim through here again to see if there's any that look like a bit of a wobbly shot here. Almost anywhere in here will do. So I guess we'll just shorten it up to about the length of the first video. Now here's the first editing tip I would like to tell you. We're going to insert a new video track. And since I know that this one I've already edited to length according to the tempo of the music, what I can do is just bring this one right above it and sync it right on so that it's exactly the same length. And I can pop it back down, butt it right up against, and at the out of this clip should be just about on. I might need to do a little bit of tweaking because you never know music sometimes. But this should be really nice. Yeah, I think that looked pretty good. So we'll use this as a good measurement for how much, for the length of each of my clips. Now, if I want to, I could also cut them in half or double them in length, in which case I would just use both of these. So once you have that established, the rest of it is going to be pretty easy. Bring a new clip in. See how now I've got this one is a little bit long. I want it to go out on that kick drum. And I could see the kick happening right there. So I'll just zoom right in, butt it right up on that kick. Sounds good. Looks good too. And so we will just continue on. Okay, so now you might be hearing that the song is coming to an end. Oh yeah, okay, cool. So now we got a really nice big splash out, so we can have a good closing. But I have a lot more clips, which is okay, because with some of these clips, what I can do is I could cut them short. Maybe I'll want to do, since I have quite a few clips, maybe I'll want to do all of them at a 2 count rather than a 4 count. If I wanted to, I could go back and do that. But to close this tutorial out, what I'll do is just select a couple of nice ones that I know are going to be good. Oops. I liked this one because of the sun matching it right up into that lamp post right there. I thought that was kind of nice. If I get a good pan of it. Oh, somewhere in here. Okay, so we'll extend that to the big splash. There. For the big splash, what I actually have is a time-lapse. I think this one make into a time-lapse. Yeah, see how this is nice and long? what I'll do, I haven't made this one yet, so I will actually have to crunch this one down as far as I can. And I will actually have to sit here and render all this, but don't worry, I'll pause the tutorial so that you can, so you don't have to sit here and wait for the whole new thing. That's my right. Yep, that's good. That's the one I want. Render that out. Get that going, and I'll pause this until it's done. Okay, so this time lapse, or this first part of this time lapse, is about done, and you can see that when it completes here, it will pop in a new track that I don't necessarily want, but here it is crunched up, so I don't need the crunched up one anymore. I can delete that, and I'll bring this down, and I can delete that track that it created. We'll get rid of that. So now I'm back to my normal measurement track and my actual video track. But obviously, this is still too long, so I'm going to go through this process again. Okay, that one is done. Again, it made me a new track, which I don't need. And we'll see how much I can crunch this one down. That might be pretty good. Pop that right on the end of our video there. Get rid of this. We don't need it. There we go. So let's see how it looks. And we'll take a look at our final product. So thanks for watching this tutorial on how to make an awesome vacation video.